guys. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. So, welcome back. We're building up this Faith Intelligence character. If you guys don't know what this is Elden Ring, of course. Did a little bit of digging and, checked out which weapons I should probably be using, aside from the Sword of Nine of Flame, which I really don't want to use right now. I came across a couple weapons. Well, three, right? But, so we have some Clayman's Harpoon. It's sacred right now because we need some whetstones. Maybe turn a fire or something like that. I'm not sure yet. And we have the Earth Steel Dagger. And that's the weapons we're going to be using for this run. As you can see, we have some sacred on it for now. Still working on the build, guys. I think... Oh, that is not good. We're going to have to mess around with the stats a little bit because I'm using a Sword Seal. Alright, so I do take a little bit more damage. I don't like really taking too much damage to begin with, so there's that. And yeah, we're just continuing on. I should tell you guys what I did. So, we went over here to Territory America, traveled south, went down the Sulphur River Well. There's a bunch of Claymen down there. You could farm them for their harpoons. That's how I got 2 harpoons. And then we traveled to Fort Height. We cleared it out. Cleared out the knight down there. Went back to Kenneth Height. He's around here-ish. Once you clear it out, he gives you a dagger, or steel dagger. That's how we get the weapons we're going to use. And that's all I've been doing, basically, was just farming those Claymen. The drop was really low, and, I really shouldn't have been there. So that's what we did. And then, we came over to the coastal cave. Actually, I should probably make sure I touch the side of grace. And we're gonna go get the sewing needle for our little buddy, our little Ratman buddy, Bach. But since I'm here, I want to make sure that I hit the side of grace, because it doesn't look like I have. There's Bach. Bach got all beat up. Nice waistline, though. I wish I had a waistline like that. We're continuing on, guys. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this whole build online. Or, I might just keep working on it and then come back later once the build is, a little bit beefier, basically. We also did raise our stats a little bit. Let's take off the Sword Seal. We did start out, actually, started out as a prophet. You can see we got our faith up a little bit, intelligence up a little bit to 12. We have basically got it at the sweet spot so that I could equip the harpoon. But, that was with a Sword Seal, so I'm going to have to pop the Sword Seal back on, basically. That way we can use it properly. So we're going to need a couple points into strength. And then I might take the Sword Seal off for a little bit to level up. I don't really like taking extra damage, but we need it right now. And I'm going to get Istefan out. And we're not going to do too much. We're going to just do some running around. Maybe try to get some mining materials. We might try to sneak into Caelid and grab the whetstone down there. Let's put those out. And we'll let them do most of the work. Really no need to stress ourselves out over here too much. You see, we input red. That's fine, I guess we'll just deal with these guys. And they are both out. Usually this doesn't happen too much. I don't know if I whiffed those or not. Definitely feels like I did. There you go, we have the sewing yen and everything like that. Uh, these demi-humans give up once their mother? I think those are like supposed to be their mothers, right? Once like the bigger one is dead. But as you can see, our wolves just won't quit until they're all gone. And instead of using this, we're going to continue forward. So that we could get to the island on the other side. Just be careful, because I think there's like one or two demi-humans on the way over there, so if you're really low on health, just be cautious. And we could switch to the Urge Steel Dagger for now, too. Not a bad R2 or charge attack. And I just want to head up the site of grace. Basically, that's all I'm over here for. There's a Church of Dragon Communion in here, right? So there's also that if you beat the dragon and you want the quick spell there. And let's go back to Bach. Give him the sewing needle so that he can get his life together.
Oh, wait, you got it. What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I? Thank you, you're very kind. I always wanted to be a seamstress. Then I suppose.
And there you go. That's all there is to that. Now let's take a closer look at the exact stats you need for these things, right? I'm gonna need 12 strength to wield this, and as far as the dagger goes, I'm gonna need 12 dex. So, gonna need about 3 levels to use them properly. And I think we'll do that, and we'll take off the sword seal. Which I know is a little bit more beneficial right now. I just don't like the extra damage taken. So, you know, once we get closer to the build being complete, we'll start popping on, you know, items that are a little less forgiving. There you go. We got that. We'll take the short bow too, just in case. Yeah, he wants me to move on with my life, but unfortunately, oh, I really wanted that. Wanted that smithing stone. Actually, since we're here, we can come around and grab the golden pickled foulfoot. You know, just be careful around here, guys. There's these little blobs. I don't know their exact name. Right, but there's those little blobs there, and then there's some of those who live in death also around here, as you can see. And I forgot to two-hand it, so... Luckily we are using Sacred Blade. Unluckily, I couldn't see through the mist, but... There you go, guys, we're done with that. We just wanted the foulfoot, right, so... Maybe we could just take the shortcut back up there. We do still have this knight up, which, I don't think we'll deal with him right now. Kind of running around doing cleanup. I mean, we might kill them. I might just summon some guys and bring some ringers in and let them wail on them. Smack them around, you know. Rough him up. Grab him by his ankles and turn him upside down and shake the runes out his damn armor. But we'll see. Not just yet. Not just yet. I don't know why I did all that. Could have just teleported to his place.
Ah, then you met Blythe, did you? Wonderful. I'm glad I pointed you in his direction. He's boorish.
And I just wanted to get all this out that way.
My people who yet survive, and if the mood takes you when you meet one, my people, wanderers all, which is why we cannot settle. But thanks to that, I think this may your people. Goodbye.
So there you are. Not much to do here. We could go and clear the wolves out of that little cavern, which we could use the runes. Honestly, we don't. The rune intake is a little low at this point in the game. You know, there's a few tricks you can do. There's the old, you know, since we already teleported, we could come back to the Beast Sanctum, do the trick with the ball, right? Kill the dragon a bunch of times if you wanted to. We're not going to do that today. So, yeah, there's a few things you could do. I think if you come down here, there might be a boss they can fight. Now, how many runes does he give you? I actually don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of just deciding what we should do. What I do think should happen is we need to start leveling up our items, but we need some runes. We definitely need some runes. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go kill the beast, man. He's not worth much. But we'll make do. I'm seriously debating if that's even a good idea. Why not? There's no reason to not get him. He does drop a talisman that resists fire. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. But, might as well do that. And as usual, guys, I know I do this like every stream, but I'm gonna keep doing it. If you guys like what you see, I play a variety of games, and you don't know who I am. You know, if you don't know who I am, rather, my name is Frank Gallows. I stream every day, guys, or as often as possible. Usually on the weekdays, right? My streams are usually at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I stream for a few hours. You know, regularly. Twitch TV, guys. If you guys want to see me you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description. If you guys want to just watch me on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube. I do plan on doing more with the channel, guys. So stay tuned for that. We got to deal with these wolves. I mean, you don't technically have to deal with them if you don't want. Ah, I forgot. I'm using the using this beast repellent torch. So the wolves are going to wake up, but they're not really going to bother. Very rare that they will actually attack you if you have this torch out, unless you kind of like bump into them. As you can see, it's actually not too bad for times if you're exploring the game, right? Like, say you're out in the wild, and you know there's a lot of wolves, or out in Caelid, and you're dealing with a lot of those like T-Rex looking dogs out there. Now, it would be great if it worked on the Beastman, but I think he's too smart. Yeah, he's too smart to this one. That was bound to happen, but it's okay. And like I said, he's not worth too much that I know of, right? How many souls did we get? Just 1,000. Not much at all. But we did get the Flame Drake Talisman. So, you know, there's that. Hmm. Now we could go fight Akio, right? That might be a good option too, but I do want to level up this spear some. I think we're going to be using the spear and the dagger. That's what it seems like, so let's buff it up a little bit, shall we? I think we are out of we need additional items. Oh, we need some smithing stones. I'm so sorry. Okay. So we have that. Oh, we have that up there, guys. And aside from the farming for the harpoon and the dagger, I mean, I guess your best bet is, like, say you're starting out and you need a weapon quickly. Whatever your starting weapon is, if you have your heart set on certain things, right, just run over to Fort Farof. I mean, Fort Farof, to Fort Height. Right, clear it out as fast as you can. Go back to Kenneth Height. He's right here. Get this dagger. Of course, you're gonna have to use a dagger, so make your peace with that. But it's not bad. Has good critical. So there's that, guys. You can definitely start out with the dagger, or, you know, depending if you say you made this a you know, we started with a prophet, but you can probably start out with a confessor as well, and sort and gorge your way up until you get the weapons you want, which is not a bad idea either. And the goal right now is, I think, 50-50. Right, so 50 faith, 50 int. We might need to do some stuff, like put some talismans on to boost our stats a little bit. We might not use a Sword Seal, right? So I'm gonna have to figure that out. When I ran it through the calculator, you know, like the character build or whatever, I did have a Sword Seal in mind, but I really don't like taking extra damage these days. I'd rather take, you know, as little damage as possible, especially when you get to the later parts of the game. The enemies are especially unforgiving, so you should try not to get hurt. I know it's unavoidable at times, but you know, I still try not to get damaged too much, as unavoidable as it is. I say as I take some punishment. It's fine. There you go. And I wanted to kill one of these knights to see if they dropped a brass shield, because I could definitely use a shield at the moment. All we have is a rickety shield, and we have that other, this one right here, blue gold kite shield. Which I guess is better than nothing, actually, right? We might as well make use of it, now that I think about it. What I think we're going to do is we're going to try to get rid of Aghio. That is his name, right? I'm pretty sure. The dragon down here, we gotta fight him. See if we can get some more, a couple more levels. We need enough points for about 3 levels, right? Won't be summoning anybody right now. Also, guys, we are playing on Xbox. Just some forewarning. There he goes right there. Usually you just want to kind of bait him into doing his dragon breath. Which happens at about mid-range. But now he's going to be a butt. Always remember, dragons usually use their breath over their left shoulder. When they do that attack in particular. This one is a little bit more risky because he's next to that big crab. And that attack in particular was to get him off. I think he totally cooked that crab in there. Unless it was that little... No, I think it was... I think it's called a land squirt, right? I think it was a little land squirt he got. Funny enough, you can kind of aggro this crab out. Let's see if we can do that. Sometimes you can make them fight each other. As futile as it is for the crab. Sometimes he does get some good hits out. Like I said, usually over the left shoulder. That's how they use their dragon breath most of the time. Unfortunately, he landed up here. Ah, yeah, make your way down. Come on. No, not today. You just gotta walk into the map. I guess we gotta kind of meet him halfway. Yes. I'm glad he killed that dragonfly. And this should be his stomp. Okay. We are definitely in one-shot range too. I don't have the armor to survive these hits. Or the HP. But usually the tactic is to bait him into this dragon breath here. And then you can get some pokes out. And then he readjusts, right? You readjust. Sometimes if you go underneath his foot, he will try to stomp on you, which I'm more than okay with, right? Because that means you get an extra hit out when he misses his stomp. Let's see if we can bait him into it again. Usually when he does that, that's his, I call it a tackle, right? But it's more like a headbutt. And you can get, you know, about 3 hits out. Maybe 4, if you're lucky. Just keep that in mind. He will eventually breathe fire on them. Use his foot stomp. Get an extra couple hits out, if you're lucky. I know this dagger isn't ideal, but it's just a damage out. You have to get pretty close with the dagger, but we are going to get pretty close anyway, so. Definitely not the best. Especially since we did put points in, you know, we did level this up a couple times. Points. You know, we dropped a few smithing stones. And this is going a little bit slower than I planned, right? Usually I'm a lot more aggressive, but I'd rather not just die here, so. Usually when he gets too far, he will like vanish or like disappear and teleport back to the right spot. Uh, I try to get back to where he's usually supposed to spawn at because I don't want his HP to reset. But you never know what's going to happen, so you gotta be careful. It's definitely dragon proof. Don't want to get hit by that. Okay, okay, okay. You could probably get a couple hits out while he's doing that headbutt too. Just be mindful of all his rough attacks, right? That's probably the most damaging moves would be those. That one you don't have to worry about too much, honestly. As long as you remember that most dragons will do that over their left shoulder. Which is a blessing of them reskinning the enemies so much, also a curse, right? They can't all be super unique. Most of them have the same kind of moveset with different skins on it. Also, you try to fight them on your horse, guys. It makes the fight a lot easier. You get a lot more mobility for moving around. Well, mobility, right? You get a lot more mobility. Easy to dodge his breath attack. Sometimes you just can't get out the way on foot. There you go. That's a good amount of runs. But since we did that, we're gonna talk to our friend over here. That way you can tell us good job. And then we'll level up a couple times. We'll also grab the side of grace that's nearby.
Beautiful work. Felling that dragon. And as such, there's something you might like to know. The heart you brought back. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, seek the decrepit church on the little island off the western coast. You must not forget, though, those who partake in dragon communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, their yearning, until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment. The strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that dragon communion is ruinous.
So I do believe that was always dialogue. You know what? Let's just make sure that was everything you had to say. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. And there is a site of grace behind them, not too far off. There you go, guys. There it is. I'll open the map up so you guys can see. There's the site of grace right here. And let's take the source seal off so we can look at what we need. 12 strength, 12x. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, need a couple more points for the other thing, but that should be okay. And we're gonna have to invest into Dex a little bit, but them's is the breaks. That's what you gotta do sometimes, folks. With that said, I know there's a couple things over here that we might grab. Actually, just the there's a beetle. I'm not really quite sure what all the names of the enemies are, right? But there is a beetle over here. There he is. And you know what that looks like? That looks like a trap. Mm-hmm. Sure does, don't it? Oh, we got what we needed. That wasn't Chief, by the way. That was the Ash of War. Let's make a break for it. Crabs aren't a big... Well, they're kind of annoying. Right, but if I had to fight a crab... Like I said, they are very annoying. Very annoying. But, they are manageable, right? I wanted to see how many souls he dropped. Not enough for me to deal with. Not enough for me to deal with. With that said, I do kinda need the souls. Now, do I want to risk getting smacked up by 2 crabs? Kinda. That is what I was hoping he was doing before. But it's manageable. It's manageable, like I said, right? And unfortunately, we do need the points. Totally whiffed. And if you want, you can just... You're really not worth anything though, guys. Let's not be wasteful, let's get those crab eggs. There's also, if you come down here, right, yeah, everybody's fighting each other. The demi-humans are fighting the soldiers. You get some cheap easy runes off of them. Just try to get hits out on everybody. Mostly because I don't remember if them killing each other gives you runes. They didn't have much to give me this time around, but it's okay. So we're gonna need 2 levels, right, to be able to equip the dagger. Oh, we got a rune. You can also take advantage of that, guys, right? There's all those skulls around. There's no reason to not take advantage of it. That was a total inconvenient. Total. There's no reason for him to hit me with the torch unless he knew I was doing an attack. Which, I guess he did. We're gonna clear out this little camp right here. We just haven't talked to Selene yet. We will eventually, guys, at some point. Oh, not just yet, though. Not just yet, guys. Let's do that right here. Like I said, we're just clearing up. There's a great a great rapier here. I think that's the name for it. It's called the Great Epi. You know, I might be pronouncing the name wrong, but that's how I'm gonna say it. There's a big old rapier here, if you can be bothered. There's also that scroll that we just got, which is a sorcery scroll. Well, that's where he landed. That's where he lay. And although he does use his horn a lot of the time, a lot of these, I guess we'll call these guys nobles, right? They don't particularly put up a good fight. You don't gotta be worried about them too much. Maybe this dude over here, this Kaiden. These guys want nothing to do with you, but unfortunately, we need the runes. Right, we need all the runes we can get, so here's the Great Rapier, guys. They don't see me opening it. And we can take a quick look at that. Heavy thrusting sword. We'll put it on just briefly. There it is, big old thrusting sword. Fortunately, we got his attention. I really wish we hadn't. But that's all there is to it for that section. I do think we have enough for a level, so there's also that. So unfortunately we do need the levels. I usually leave these guys alone, but I need this. I need the points. I need the runes. Now there's probably some runes you can consume here, right? A couple golden runes. Just gotta deal with the wolves around here, or do your best to ignore them and try to stay out of their way. Fortunately, they didn't bother with me today. And keep in mind that this does do part magic damage. So, you know, I'm more heavily invested into Faith at the moment. You would probably be better off leveling your Earthsteel dagger when it comes down to it to begin with. And then transition into the spear. I just like the spear moveset at the moment. Can't believe that happened. We're not going to cut it out. It does happen sometimes, folks. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to go back and get those runes. Like I was saying, you might want to level up the dagger first. Also because if you're starting out as a prophet, you will have more faith and anything, right? I guess it depends on what starting class you use and what you're going for, what you're trying to level up first. We're just going to avoid everything over here for now. So for the crab, I guess the crab wanted a piece, but we're going to leave him over there too. And I sure hope I don't die again, because I need to look at my phone for a minute. Okay, we're still good. So, there you go. No real problem. Except for the fact that everybody's back over here. Um, I guess they saw me. That's fine, we will avoid most of these guys. Anyway, I was gonna say there are some ruins over here. And I think we should talk to Celine. Or Celine, whatever you want to call her. So there's the waypoint ruins, guys. I can't open up my map, so unfortunately I can't really show you. And I'm trying to switch my weapon, but unfortunately, this is a big problem. And I think they really need to figure out a point where you can't drop. And I know, you know, it's from software and stuff like that. People are gonna defend it a lot of the time, but I think there needs to be some restrictions where you lay these messages down at. You know, people like putting them in front of ladders, in front of chests, like, you know, like right in front of them, inside where the item is, where you got to pick it up at. And I know it's funny up to a point, and then, you know, sometimes it just really diminishes the quality of life of the game, especially when you're trying to do something. And I know I could just play it offline, but stop it, stop it. And I guess we'll just go inside. I wanted to read the message, but not today. And also I'm just wasting my time doing that, so let's should call my buddies here. Okay. And now we can level up. We're gonna need 12 decks, right? Yes. Like I said, depending on what class you start out with, this might not be too much of a requirement. Unfortunately for us, we still can't use it yet. Quite. That's fine.
Tarnished, are we? I am sorry you here.
And Sorcerer Sullen. Sullen.
Very well, but I refuse to anticipate.
And we have a scroll we can get rid of. We might as well just get rid of the warehouse scroll.
Well, I'll be sure to never lose that.
We have some sorceries here. Glintstone Pebble, which is pretty valuable. Glintstone Arc is pretty good. Scholar's Shield, Scholar's Armament. Definitely will be coming back to her sometime soon. Not quite just yet, though. And I think the only thing left we can do, really, aside from leveling up our armaments some more, is coming down here. Leveling that up. I know not too much has been going on. I thought I'd just show you guys like the weapons I've been using so far, right? And we're gonna have to level that up some more. And I think I will come back to it later, right? What I think I should do is try to beef myself up a little bit more and come back and show you the build when it's kind of like maybe a little bit more built up. Like we have some of the stuff that we need, some of the sorceries, some of the miracles. Actually, I keep calling them miracles, but it's incantations in this game. You know, and showing off a little bit of what we can do with it. I think that might be a better idea, guys. If you guys want to keep seeing gameplay, though, feel free to let me know. And then, you know, I will come back. But in the meantime, guys, I will cut things off here. And I want to say thank you guys for stopping by. And we'll pick things up later, hopefully. And I'll show you guys what I'm able to do with this. Like I said, I'm not sure if this build is going to stick or not. This is kind of a work in progress. So feel free, guys, to let me know if you guys want to see more of it. And I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching me. My name is Frank Gallows. And I'll see you next time, folks. Yeah. Alright, guys. Catch you later.